Hey folks, Leo here and welcome back to another video where I'm gonna show you one more game of this series exploring the Philidor defense. So in this game, e4 followed by e5 and bishop c4, d6, we have the bishop openings, but after knight f3, knight f6 and d3, we have one variation of the Philidor defense and bishop e7 followed by the castle and I castle too. So a3 is a good move, limiting the bishop, but I played c6, trying to create some point of contact with this square in the center, which is the d5, and also preparing to striking this square of the bishop. So a3, and I attack the bishop. Now he has this square for the bishop, and bishop d7. The computers doesn't like too much, but b3 is a imprecision move, and when I look at it, I see, well, this is not a good move because in some time I can put this bishop here, targeting the other bishop, and a5, the point is try to access this square of the a4, knight of b in d2, followed by the queen c8. So the idea here is that I want in the future make some sacrifice in here, trying to attack these squares of the king, and in some time I can attack, and when I he capture with the queen, and at the same time I can bring other piece, maybe this bishop or this knight, to attack the king. So queen e2 is an precision move because this allows me to make some type of things that can do problems and troubles to to the opponent. So but now I want to make the contact with the other bishop. So bishop e6 followed by bishop b2. Other point that is he has two pieces targeting this pawn, and this pawn is supported by this other pawn, which is supported by this other pawn. So a4 is a mistake. The best option here is this, because if I play this and if he plays some other thing, maybe this, well, I think I can just bring this guy to here, and when I bring this guy to here, you need to bring the queen maybe to here or here. So this is not a good move because now I can make this sacrifice here. And so yes, I think which is not a good move. So a4 is not a good move, but well, let's see, b4 followed by bishop captures a2 and rook captures a2, and I try to develop the knight. The computers say that bring the queen targeting the rook is the best, but at the same time I think which is best when we develop pieces. So c4 and knight b6 followed by c captures b5 and c captures b5. So and we have the rook captures in rook comes to c1, and the point is that I have the queen to d7, and after this bishop c3 is a good follow-up, and now I have this pin against the other rook. But first I really want to explore some of this point of contacts. I still can't move this pawn because you don't have the they consider the necessary protection. So I just bring the rook of f in e8. The idea is to guard with the bishop and activate this rook here. So he doubled the rooks in the c file, and I just bring the bishop to f8. So here they have this point, which is bring this contact here. And the point is that if I capture here, he just can capture with bishop or with the knight. And they have one bishop targeting here, and this bishop will become very, very strong because we have these squares in the center, which could be at the same time a safe position and a good position for targeting some pieces, and it's look like a very strong move. And I just bring the rook to f8 to b8, trying to support the knight. He just wants to make some type of traps, and the rooks now are in one open end file. So d5 is the point, and the point here is that he can't do this because he can do this, and I can't hit capture because I just exchange one rook by one knight. So the hit capture here is one of the worst options that he can do. So I capture with the knight, and he brings the queen to the safe square. The computer doesn't like, but it's a good move also. And the point is that I now have the knight where I want, which is the f4 square. So g3, this is a bad move, really bad move, because now I just can't I just can give a fork. I have one of the best options in this match, which is this fork. And when the queen goes out, I just exchange a rook by one knight. So the rook captures, and after this, I just start to attack this file. And so we exchange, and I exchange. The best option here was capture with the rook, and also the queen comes to here, giving more pressure to these knights, and at the same time he is regarding this square. So this is not a this is not a bad move, but this is not also a good move, which is but now the option here is that I still have only 39 seconds, and give I just exchange one pawn by this rook. But yes, I think this is one of the worst moves that I have. He captured, but now I just bring this knight to here because all the point is that I really want to strike this point, but I still can't strike this point because in here the knight is targeting this square. So I need also to be free of this knight, and yes, I think which is a pretty bad idea here. So he brings the queen to white 4, and I have the 6. So when he captures, he's the time is falling. Also, this time um, is also getting out. So he makes this huge mistake, and I just captures the queen, and I have only 4 seconds in the clock. So now he starts to give me all the pieces. I just attack and capture. So he brings these other knights. I I was making this pre-move, and I just don't have the opportunity to capture this knight because of the pre-move. So here, all the things that I do are also pre-move. So the knight here. So I just look at this in 1 second and then I played this. But now this is also on pre-move, and I just don't look into this knight. And well, also I did one another mistake, which is hanging the queen. So the queen is completely hanging, and but he don't look at it because he's also without time. And I just captured this pawn. The idea is to make the way be free to promote the promotion of one of of one of those pawns. So knight f4, I capture the other pawn, g4. I just start to protect the queen, and here I still have some types of moves, but yes. And so after this move, the game has changed a lot of much. So this is the move that I don't want to look with the same eyes. So I really want to make some types of lookings, and this is the option that. So a4 is not the best move. The best move is to maneuvering the knight and a4, and now I just kick this queen, so the queen comes to d1, and this is a good move. But here I just capture this other pawn. I sacrifice the bishop, and when the bishop comes, I just can move the queen. And this king don't have any safe square to come, so well I just bring this other piece, and here I have one of the worst moves to do, which is the a4. So wait for the computer recommendation is knight a5, and to start to be more vigilant in this squares, the best option that computers recommends is this. Like the queen comes to here, and I attack the center. So, and then he captures. I just capture with the rook, and the rook can be also developed in one of those squares, but this is the best square, g5, because now my bishop is opened, and this bishop will also be opened, and so he can move this guy to here. But I have this option, which is one of the strongest option of like my to me. So, but this is the best option because I can go to here, and I can bring this guy to safety, and I can also make this type of trouble. So yes, and I can develop this guy to here. I can try to bring more pieces to the attack. And so I think which I have this option. It has this option too. I think maybe bring the queen is the best, or maybe activating the other knight is not a bad move. But well, here I think that I can go to this. I think which I can just start to attack it. And so let's see. I think which this is not a move. Yes, this is one of the worst moves. All the line that I want to show is the so let's take a look. If he moves to here, I can just let's take a look. I can move to here. Nope, I can't move to here. So I can bring this guy to here, and I can win this other. So let's see, this other piece is going to attack this guy. So also g5, and well, let's come to here with this option, which is this. The king comes to here. I bring one more piece to the attack, and so he brings the knight, and when he attacks with the knight, I can maybe target some types, maybe this guy. I can try to bring the queen, maybe some type of this, or maybe this. I don't know, let's take a look at this option. The best option here is to open the other bishop. The best option here is to open the other bishop. And this is good because the knight still is supported by this bishop, and in some time I can bring the queen to the attack. So a4 is all the point of the game that I want to show. Is one of the worst moves, and yes, it's a mistake because I lose time to make a very good thing to me, which is bring this other knight. And this knight is still was not activated, but I need to say that this is one of the worst options that can I can see, because you don't have any type of options here. So what I want to show is that sometimes the option that you have is very, very common and very, very creative, but at the same time is very hard to see. I really want to strike because I want to take this bishop, but the idea here is to work in the king side, because the center is not easy, because there are a lot of points of contacts in the center, and you don't need to be uh, a very strong player to think on those things. So yes, this is one of the things that I want to show you. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye, folks.